Grandpa Ebu, Prime Minister Stephen Harper says that we can afford to take a risk with having an election right now, because of the fragile global economic recovery. Is it true, Grandpa Ebu? Isn't it dangerous to have an election now when the global economy is still recovering from the economic crisis of 2008?
Well, Nibu, I've never heard such a load of crap in my entire life. Please excuse my language, by the way. The Harper government would have you believe that they have all hands on deck, with Captain Harper himself at the tiller, guiding the ship of state through the storm. What complete nonsense.
You mean the country isn't in danger of capsizing? It won't be like the Poseidon adventure all over again?
Not at all. The Canadian economy is humming along quite nicely, thank you very much, in spite of the Conservatives' attempt to mismanage it by spending like drunken sailors out on the town in Halifax. What's more, the global economy pays about as much attention to Canada as Lady Gaga does to one of her 13-year-old fanboys. So I don't think we have to worry about the global economy. It will do whatever it's going to do, no matter what Canada does.
But isn't it true, Grandpa Ebu, that an election creates some uncertainty for foreign investors? Won't they be reluctant to invest in Canada in the midst of political uncertainty?
Well, the political climate won't be any more uncertain than it was for the past 5 years, with a series of minority governments and a dysfunctional parliament governing the country. If Canada can live through that, it can live through anything. Besides, an election might resolve some of the uncertainties that have been plaguing Parliament recently.
What about the cost of an election, Grandpa Ebu? The 2008 election cost $288 million. Can Canada afford the cost of another election?
This is another example of the Conservatives' scare tactics. Of course, the election will cost money. But the Conservatives themselves recently announced that they were going to spend $100 million just to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the War of 1812. And they've already spent $27 million on advertising for the Economic Action Plan. If they're serious about cutting government spending, they should look in the mirror.
The Harper government also says it's a bad time to have an election, considering the disaster in Japan and the threat of nuclear disaster. And then there's the situation in Libya. Not to mention Afghanistan as well.
Well, I think the Harper government overestimates Canada's role in the world. I'm sure that Japan would welcome any help that Canada can give, but once again I think Japan can manage very well without whatever meager assistance Canada can provide.
What about Libya? Crazed dictators trying to remain in power at all costs?
Well, if we're speaking of crazed dictators trying to remain in power, once again the Harper government should look in the mirror. But all joking aside, I think the coalition forces can manage very well without Canada's help. As for Afghanistan, it should be business as usual. I doubt they'll even notice that we're having an election.
I must say, Grandpa Ebu, I've never seen you so riled. What has got into you? Too much coffee this morning.
It's just that all these mistruths and scare tactics from the Harper government begin to irritate me after a while. They're just so blatant with their lies. They must take Canada for a nation of idiots.
You don't have much respect for politicians, do you, Grandpa Ebu?
The fact is, grandson, I think we could send all 305 members of Parliament on an ocean cruise for the next 3 months and Canada would do just fine without them.
Did you have any ideas where they could go, Grandpa Ebu?
Let me think. Okay, here goes.
Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you. Bermuda, Bahama, come on, pretty mama. Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go? Jamaica, off the Florida Keys. There's a place called Kokomo. That's where you wanna go to get away from it all. Bodies in the sand. chemistry. By and by we'll defy a little bit of gravity. Afternoon delight, cocktails and moonlit nights. That dreamy look in your eye, give me a tropical contact high. Way down in Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you to Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama, Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go down to Kokomo? We'll get there fast and then we'll take it slow. That's where we wanna go. Way down to Kokomo. Port Prince, I wanna catch a glimpse. Everybody knows a little place like Kokomo.